Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. We are so excited to be on with you today, and we're looking forward to sharing our. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. We are so excited topic today. Be on with you today. So, just going to wait a couple of minutes and see who shows up. Hopefully, we've sent out quite a few announcements. So we're hoping that there's an interest in this live stream today. And we're looking forward to just sharing the information with you. Right. Today. All right. For you that don't know me, my name is Bernard Bolton, Apostle Bernard, Coach Bernard. And most of the time when we are speaking in the context of Apostle Bernard, apostolic mentor, prophetic voice. But then sometimes we come on and we are speaking in the context of life coach and entrepreneur and business person. All right. And so, yeah. So we're looking forward to sharing with you this afternoon. All right. Someone has finally joined us. Okay. Please write your name in the chat box, and we're going to get started in a couple of minutes. Just want to see who else is going to hook up with us this afternoon. We promise we're not going to be on long. All right. But again, just write your name in the chat box. Let us know who you are, where you are joining us from. Okay. I hope you've had a great week. And more importantly, I hope that you are one of the persons who's ready to write your book on either your ministry or your marketplace. Wow, they're gone. Okay. All right. Well, we'll wait around a few more minutes, and if no one shows up, we're going to go ahead and leave. All right. So hopefully some more people are going to show up. And if not, then we understand. Friday afternoons is a very competitive time. We know people are doing a lot of things. I've been doing a lot of things because Friday I'm off. And so I try to spend a lot of time in business and doing what I need to do. I see, all right, so I got 3 persons on now, and it is 12:05. Can you just write your name in the chat box, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. All right. You write your name in the chat box, please. All right, then. All right. You don't have to write your name, but the only way I can know that you're there is by you communicating with me in the chat box. So, or else all I know is that there are 3 people watching now. Okay. All right. So this afternoon we want to talk to you about book writing strategies. And we want to actually we're talking about writing a book for either ministry or marketplace. And one of our premier programs. Hey, Deborah, good seeing you. One of our premier programs as a coach is book writing. And so one of the things that I offer to people is I offer to people the help that they need in order to write a book and finish a book. I offer encouragement. I offer support. And I have helped many writers become authors and many authors become published authors. So that's part of our coaching, and we enjoy helping you create a book, create a resource that is coming specifically from your mind, from your imagination, coming from your thoughts, your feelings, or writing about your experiences and your perspectives. And so our focus as a book writing coach is to help people either write for the ministry, because if you have a call to ministry or you're involved in ministry as a person who helps, or you are involved in ministry because there's a vocational call on your life, then you may very well want to write a book that speaks about your ministry, your work, your experiences, the stories that you have. All of that is vitally important in terms of ministry. But then on the other hand, if you are a business person, every business person should have a book about their role in business, their experiences in business, how you came into the marketplace, because marketplace is the term we use for business. And as a business person, as a person in the marketplace, you may be an entrepreneur, you may be a content creator, you may be a freelancer, you may be a life coach or a consultant, okay? And so you should write a book because your book actually establishes you as an authority in your business. So not only will your book bring you more business, but it will also open doors for you to connect with other people in business, for you to share your story, to share your experiences, to share your struggles and all of that. Okay. And so, yeah, so now we're up to 4 people. And if you don't mind, just write your name in the chat box and let us know who you are. So today I want to share with you book writing strategies. And then when I'm done, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this topic. I want to take some of your questions, and then I want to share with you the 21-day book writing camp that I'm going to be hosting. It starts on Saturday, April the 1st, and I hope that you'll consider being a part of that if you're ready to write a book. And this book writing camp is going to be a phenomenal place for you, because we're going to be, as your book writing coach, I'm going to be challenging you to write every day, telling your story. And at the end of the 21 days, you should have a completed book. Okay. All right. So writing a book is significant. It can be a challenge. And so there are certain strategies that you need in place even before you begin to write the book. And so that's what we're talking about this afternoon. Feel free to ask any questions in the chat box. You can ask a question, and I would love to answer your questions this afternoon, okay? All right, so the first strategy in writing a book, whether you're writing a book for ministry or writing a book for marketplace. Now, what's the difference? Well, ministry is your service to God in the context of God's people. Okay, it is what you do for God, to God, because we minister to God in worship. Okay, and so if you are a believer of God, your ministry first to God is worship. But then if you are part of a community, if you are connected with other believers, whether that's online or whether you go to a traditional church which meets in a building or has a central location, and you're going there and you're doing ministry because you have gifts, and your gifts are actually the opportunities, giving you the opportunities to minister to others. Okay. All right. And so that's ministry. Now, marketplace is the business, is what we do in business. And the truth of the matter is we are all in marketplace. Okay. Now, as Christians, as believers, we're also all in ministry, but there's been a lot of times we may not feel that we are in ministry, or we don't feel that we have a place for ministry and all of that. But we are all in the marketplace if you are working, okay? Even if you are retired, okay, you are still in the marketplace because you are drawing income from past experiences, and the opportunity to work, okay, or the opportunity to do business. And I want to encourage everyone. I think everybody should have a business. I think everyone should have a. Hey, Apostle Patrick, thank you for joining us this afternoon. Everyone should be in business. You should either be creating products for customers or clients. You should be getting training in terms of helping people as a life coach or consultant, or someone who gives advice. You can, you should have a business as a writer. If that's one of your gifts, you should be writing books. You should be writing ebooks. You should be writing paperback books. And so everyone should have a business, just because your business is actually, and this is what the Lord told me when I wrote my first book and released it in 2009. The Lord told me, don't take my book to a publishing company, but he says to publish it myself, because he was teaching me how to have dominion. And that was quite a word. And so from 2009 to 14 years later, I have learned how to operate in dominion by creating my own products, my own books, and by having my own, having my own business. And it is a marketplace business, even though I called it ministry, because at the time when I wrote my first book, I was a pastor, I was in full-time ministry. And so I thought everything that I did was for ministry. But then the Lord started to show me how my business as an author, a writer, and a publisher was actually a business, and that I was operating in dominion. See, here's the thing. You can't operate in dominion in ministry. Ministry is about service, and I'm spending too much time on this, but I want us to have an understanding, because your ministry is your service to God and to his people. Business, on the other hand, is your place of dominion. It's where you have dominion. It's where you have authority. You have authority in your business. You have the freedom to say what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. You have the freedom to create. You have the freedom to exchange, to distribute. Okay. All right. So that's the difference between ministry and the marketplace. So I want to give you these book writing strategies that I believe are vital in terms of us writing a book, whether you're writing for ministry or whether you're writing for the marketplace. Thank you, Ella, for joining us this afternoon. Thank you, Cheslin, our South Africa brother. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. And it may be late night for Cheslin in South Africa, but we are always excited to see him from the other side of the world. Okay. All right. So your first strategy in writing a book is defining your target audience. Now, there are times when we're writing a book because the Lord has called us to write a book. The Lord has given us an idea, which is a seed, and we're writing that book. I'm sorry, I'm getting so many text messages this afternoon. And, if I wasn't doing the live stream, nobody would be trying to talk to me. Okay, so what was I saying? So when you are when you are writing a book, okay, there are times when it's the Lord who is giving you the assignment. He's calling you to do that. But most of the time when you are writing, even if the Lord is calling you or you feel a strong urge in the spirit to write, to tell your story, to communicate your message, you first need to know your target audience. Okay, most people just write a book and they think that that book is going to go everywhere, is going to reach everyone, and that's really not the fact. All right, so your first strategy in book writing is defining your target audience. Okay, knowing the people who will be interested in your book, and they're going to connect with you, okay? And so your target audience is based on their age, it's based on their gender, sometimes it's based on their education level, it might be based on their geographic location. I currently live in Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta is very different from Fort Mill, South Carolina, where I used to live. I lived there for 4 years, all right? So you have to understand the geography. You have to understand their interest, okay? And so once you have a clear understanding of your target audience, then you can start creating a story that's going to appeal to them, all right? Your target audience, also something you want to do is you want to research your target audience. What are they interested in? Sometimes the book that you want to write, okay, may not have an interest. It may not be interested to the people that you're trying to reach. So you want to write something that's going to help them look for your book and want to either learn or achieve, okay? All right, so that's step number one. Define your target audience, all right? And your audience may change according to your book. It may change according to the book, okay? You might write to some persons who are in your age category, or you may write to a group that is younger than you, or you may write to a group that is older than you, okay? Something else, you want to choose a topic that appeals to your target audience, okay? You want to choose a target. Then here's something else. You want to use language that speaks to your target audience, all right? So if you're doing a book of ministry and you're writing to traditional churchgoers, then the language should be traditional. On the other hand, if you are writing to those who are non-traditional or those who have come out of a traditional church, you want to write in a language that reaches them, okay? All right, in writing your book, and this is an important principle in writing a book, whether it's for ministry or the marketplace, you want to tell stories in your book, okay? One of the effective ways to reach your target audience is to tell stories. Okay. And so they can be stories based on real life. They can be stories that are created in your mind, but they should be based on truth. Okay. But you want to tell a story that is applicable to their life. They will identify the power of stories is, never when you're writing a book, always think about the power of the story. Okay, always share always remember that the story is very, very powerful. All right, and so know your target audience. Okay, now number two, here's the second book writing strategy. Okay, how many of you are currently writing a book, or you have a desire to write a book? I just want to know right quick. You have a desire to write a book, or you are currently writing a book. I know Apostle Patrick is written. I have at least one of his books. I think he's written several. And so who else is a writer among us this afternoon? Just write that quickly in the chat box. I'm writing a book, okay? Okay, or I have a desire to write a book, okay? All right. All right. So Apostle Patrick is in revision, so he's writing another book, okay? And I also know that, he is an educator and an awesome apostolic and prophetic teacher. And so I know that Apostle Patrick is always writing, and his stuff is really good, really good. Okay. All right. Anyone else? Anyone else? Is there anyone among us who wants to? Okay. Cheston says not yet. So that means that it's in Cheston's heart to write a book. Okay. Okay. Deborah says, I desire to write a book. That's great. Desire is always a good place to start. All right. So developing a writing plan. Great question, Apostle Patrick. What type of stories would you suggest we include? Well, again, it depends on the type of book that you're writing, but let's say that you're writing a book of ministry, you're writing a book about your ministry, or you're writing about your experiences in ministry. You probably want to tell stories that are may not be the real life story of someone that you've been involved with in ministry, unless you get their permission. And it's always good to change their names and, change their locations. But I think if it's in ministry, a real life story, a real life story, even if it's about you. My second book, the second book that I wrote, which was inspirational nonfiction, was really about my life. And so there were many stories are in that first book. It's I'm trying to remember the title. It's been so long since I wrote it. I don't think it's currently it's not currently available for sale, but it was about favor. God, divine favor. God acts for you when your enemies act against you. And so I told stories from my own life about the times where I was dealing with enemies in ministry and how the Lord would show me favor. Okay. So it can be stories about your life, or it might be stories about other people's lives. Okay. But again, I think just to be just to be on board, you want to get their permission. Or you can tell a story that you created in your imagination. The scene might be real, okay? It might be a real encounter, okay? Such as, if you watch a lot of movies like I do, you might want to tell a story about a person caught in infidelity, what got them on that page, okay? what got them in that place. And then you begin to tell the story about their infidelity or about how they got trapped, how they made those kind of choices. So those are the kind of stories. Now, if you are writing a book about the marketplace, you probably want to tell stories about your clients or your customers, okay? And you want to share, again, changing the names, changing the locations, but you might want to share your encounters with certain people that you have helped in business or people that you've had experiences with. And those are the type of stories that really connect your reader because there's power in storytelling. All right. So that's thank you, sir. Thank you. So those are the type of stories that you should tell. All right. So then number 2, you should have a writing plan. A writing plan, and one of the things that I do in my 21-day writers boot camp is everyone has a daily plan to write every day. Okay, so you don't get into the camp until you have first developed your plan to write. And the reason why a writing plan is so helpful is that it helps you to stay focused, it helps you to stay motivated, and then it helps you to stay organized. Okay, and so your writing plan should be based on your goals. Like, so one of the things that we do in the writers boot camp is everyone has a goal for how much writing will they do in terms of words, not pages. Okay, so when you're in the writing camp, you are setting a goal to write so many words a day. All right. Having a schedule, what time works best for you. Okay, so you have to set a schedule. Are you going to devote an hour? Are you going to devote 90 minutes? And so you set that schedule. Okay. Then you want to establish checkpoints while you are writing. What is a checkpoint? Well, a checkpoint is something that keeps you on track, and it ensures that you are meeting, you're meeting your goals. Okay, so you want to keep checking those points. All right. Then also, this is very important. You want to allow for flexibility. While having a plan, while having a writing plan is very important, it is also important to be flexible. Life happens, things occur, unexpected events takes place, and you might have to make some changes. Don't fall apart because you were going to write on tomorrow, but then something came up that you had to deal with, and you had to change tomorrow to Sunday. All right. So in the midst of our plans, we want to always give room for flexibility. I think what happens to a lot of people is they don't have flexibility and they fall all apart, and then they just quit writing. All right. Now, the third strategy I want to kind of share with you is combining your creativity, your imagination, and your skill in the midst of writing. So creativity is where you are seeing the book come to pass. You're seeing the story. Okay, so it doesn't matter whether it's real life or it's imaginary, but your creativity is actually seeing that. Your imagination is the function. Your imagination is the function. Okay, your imagination is what causes the story to come alive. So you're seeing the characters, you're seeing the scenes, you're seeing the environment, and all of that. Okay. Cheslin says it must be hard to write over weeks or months. as the emotions can surely influence the desired outcome. Yeah, but no, you should never let emotion get in the way. All right. So if you are an emotional person, you want to bring your emotions into subjection. All right. Emotion is one of the functions of the mind. And so it may be hard. It doesn't have to be hard if you have a winning plan. And so one of the things that I do is in the book writers camp is I help writers develop a winning plan. Okay, a plan that's not, so it's not going to be it's not really, it doesn't have to be hard, especially if you are motivated and you're excited about the book. Okay, if you're excited about that, but emotions, you really want to bring your emotions into alignment with your thoughts and your choices, because emotions can get in the way, and actually emotions can cause you to stop. Okay. And so creating a story, all right. Your story is actually composed of your characters, it's composed of your setting, and it's composed of your detail. All right. All right. So hey y'all, I am through. Those are the 3 book writing strategies I wanted to share with you today. And so again, those strategies is know your audience, right? Know your audience. Number 2, just doing a review right quick. Have a plan to write and stick with your plan. And then number 3, create a story based on your creativity, imagination, and skill. All right. All right. So again, we're offering a 21-day writers camp. You can actually go to the top of the chat. I'm going to put it right here in the bottom, but sometimes it's hard to actually see that. And you can go to our landing page. We're typing it in right now, and you can learn more about the Writers Boot Camp. And we have the cost of the camp. Now, if the cost is a little more than you can afford, we'll accept a payment plan. And so if you can pay that through a payment plan, we'll give you that opportunity. Just write to us at my email address, okay, which I'm writing in the box right now. And that camp will start on it's going to start on April the 1st, which is a Saturday, and it's going to be for 21 days. And so we're combining writing and business. So we're actually going to be coaching you in your writing for 21 days, but we're also going to be coaching you in how to make your book profitable through business. And so we're going to be also talking about how to be a marketplace person with your book. Okay, so we're going to be looking at websites, and we're going to be looking at landing pages and the publishing process, whether you want to publish your own book or you want to hire a publisher. I am a publisher, and we're going to be teaching you the publishing process. We're going to teach you how to connect with your readers and how to be profitable as a published author. Okay, so those are the 2 main areas we're going to be concentrating on in the 21-day book writers camp. All right, so if you're interested in joining us, then go to that landing page there, check it out. And again, we are offering payment plans if you feel that it might be out of your reach in order to pay for it all on a one-time deal. Okay. Any questions about writing? Any questions about writing? Any questions about writing? All right. Thank you, Apostle Patrick, for your feedback, for your questions. Thank you, Cheslin, for your comments. And I want to thank everyone. But do we have any questions at this point? Any questions at this point? All right. All right. Okay. All right. Well, listen, thank you for joining us this afternoon. Thank you for being a part of this live stream. Of course, the live stream will stay up if you want to come back. And I'm hopeful that I've taught you something, I've shared something with you that was very beneficial to you. Okay. All right. So we will hopefully see you in the 21-day Writers Boot Camp, which starts on April the 1st. Take care, everybody.